Well, hello everyone, and welcome to an absolutely gorgeous winter day here in Rocky Mountain National Park. I'm currently up not far from the Bear Lake Trailhead. And today I'm going to be doing something that I have never done before. And that's saying something, considering I've been living at the edge of the park and working in the park for over 20 years now. So today I'm going to be joining a ranger snowshoe hike. Now, this is a program offered by the National Park Service, and it's offered on both the west side of Rocky Mountain National Park as well as the east side. And here on the east side, they have two different types of snowshoe hikes. They have one that is about an hour long, pretty gentle, and is perfect for the entire family, ages 5 and up. And then they have a second one that is a 2-hour snowshoe hike through the woods and up and down, apparently a little bit more strenuous. How strenuous, I don't know, but I'm about to find out because that's the one I'm doing today. Now, these snowshoe hikes are offered free of charge, but you do need to register because there are only a certain number of people that they can accommodate. So I'll put a link in the notes below this video with information about how you can sign up and join these if you're interested. Well, this one starts at the Bear Lake Trailhead and it's happening not too long, so I'm gonna head down there. If that sounds interesting to you, come on along and let's learn all about it together. So our adventure began at the Bear Lake Trailhead. People arrived from all over the United States. Many of them had never been on snowshoes before. After getting checked in, we had a brief introduction by Ranger Belen.
It's amazing to meet you all, and thank you for signing up.
So after a short walk through the woods, we were given a safety briefing and given some tips on how to maneuver in snowshoes.
Any questions on safety? All right, one quick tip with snowshoes.
And then back into the woods, breaking a new trail through the snow. At our next stop, we were given a presentation about the ecosystem that we were exploring, and many things were pointed out, small details that we would never have noticed if they had not been brought to our attention.
So the ranger snowshoe hikes that we do up here at Bear Lake, we do say it's more for like the intermediate to almost the advanced, but we do take anyone of any kind of skill or experience levels up here, and it's a very popular program. So they fill up almost instantaneously.
So the snowshoe hike continued downhill at a leisurely pace, winding through the woods. And eventually we arrived at Bear Lake. Now, many people had never been on a frozen lake before, and so for them it was quite the experience. While we were out there, we were given a bit of a presentation about the geology of this area, as well as what was happening right beneath our feet. Now, if you look at the crowd, you'll notice that there are some people dressed in brown. Those are volunteers with the National Park. There are also some in blue. Those are working with the Rocky Mountain Conservancy, and those in green are working with the National Park Service. So we had a lot of very knowledgeable people with us. Now, the next stop is a snowtell site near Bear Lake, and this is where they monitor snowfall in the park to find out how much has fallen and what the water content is, and it's one of quite a few located throughout the park. And so Ranger Belen gave us information about how it all worked and how that information is used.
So every ranger that leads these hikes has different areas of interest. Like some of us are really into ecology, some of us are very into the snow science side of things. So every time you come on one of these hikes, you'll learn something a little bit different, and you'll get to see the park from the lens of a ranger. So someone who can tell you a little bit more about the park. So you're not just coming here to look at pretty mountains, you're actually learning something, and you're taking away a lot more than you would otherwise.
Then it was back into the woods, and along the way the rangers would stop and explain different aspects of what we were seeing. We never moved too quickly And at any time someone had a question, we would stop and the ranger would gladly answer those questions. At one point, our ranger dug a little bit of a snow pit and began to explain all the different layers of snow and how avalanches work in this terrain and what to look out for. Some of the presentations had various props, including pictures and things we could hold to better understand the wildlife around us. We enjoyed some beautiful views and the stillness of the forest. Along the way, we saw a lot of different animal tracks in the snow, and the naturalists were able to explain to us exactly which animal made this and what we could learn from each of those tracks.
In the end, I really hope that people just gain a sense of stewardship and a sense of responsibility for the world around them. National parks belong to all of us. So when you come to a national park, you can have so many different kinds of experiences. And I just want people to be able to experience something that's near and dear to them. And it might be something different from the people around them. But as long as people get their own personal experience, that's what I hope for.
Our final stop was beautiful Nymph Lake. While we were there, we were given a safety presentation on how we can remain safe as we head out on our own into the mountains. At the end, some of the party continued on up to Dream Lake, and the rest headed back down to Bear Lake. Well, that was a great snowshoe hike. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm being genuine. I really did enjoy it. It just had such a warm and friendly atmosphere. There was a lot of laughing and encouragement between the different parties that were there, and the rangers really were the ones who cultivated that terrific sense of camaraderie and fun. Well, we didn't really cover a great deal of distance, and so it really wasn't very strenuous. I think most people should be able to do this hike. The big thing to keep in mind is that it's 2 hours of being outside in the snow and on the ice, so you do need to dress very warm. Fortunately, today we had such a warm winter day, it made it a lot easier. But if you're coming at another time, be sure to dress warmly. This hike was a little bit about learning to snowshoe and getting comfortable walking on the snow, but mostly it was about learning about the national park and understanding the plant life, the geology, the animal life, the ecosystems, the weather patterns, the snow development, all sorts of different things we were able to learn about today. And we actually had 3 different naturalists with us that came along to provide that education and to answer questions. And so it was absolutely wonderful. And you're able to ask as many questions as you have, and they are happy and actually delighted to answer you. So I highly recommend, if you're coming in the winter, that you consider signing up for one of these snowshoe hikes. They do fill up quickly, so be sure to sign up as soon as they're released. You can find all that information also on the RockyMountainNationalPark.com website. We keep that up to date with the latest information on events like this. So thank you for watching and coming along today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you'll do it. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see all of you in the next video. To help you prepare for your visit to Rocky Mountain National Park, visit my website, RockyMountainNationalPark.com. For hiking guides, calendars, coffee table books, and more, visit RockyTrailPress.com. And when you arrive, be sure and stop by my gallery in downtown Estes Park. It's called Images of RMNP.